Okay, so this is Velazquez's portrait of a peasant girl, and yeah, I just did a colour study of this the other day. Oh, sorry, I mean it's not very good, but yeah, I'll just show that. So I've done a colour study, so I'm quite confident that I'll be able to show you exactly how to paint like Velazquez did in this painting, and I'm sure it's certainly going to be useful for me, and I'm sure it'll be useful for you. So I've blocked in the background. I've just used a bit of burnt umber and black. I'm going to use a very limited palette of probably literally just burnt umber black and then titanium white, vermilion and yellow ochre. And we'll see how we go. That's what I used in the colour study. It's just I haven't done anything. There's no other colour in this. Remember, all we're trying to do is just get some paint down onto the surface. So the full video for this is going to be on my Patreon page, and you can see the link on my channel, and that's about an hour and 10 minutes long. So we're going to need blending. Put too much on there. I mean, the imprimatura is going to work quite well. It's slightly painterly, it does have brush marks. Pure vermilion. I'm just making a light. It's not pure white, so I'm just mixing into you know, this other highlight. We'll just slowly build up to that. You can't copy the the handling of Velazquez. I've mentioned before that, you know, it's just there are an infinite number of variables that create this. Every person's handling, every person's handling is just unique to them. So you know, just around here where he's got this very sort of loose, wobbly sort of line using a sable brush. It's only Velazquez could have done that, and it's not necessarily to do with sort of his technical. Obviously, you know, he's technically he's a supremely technical painter, but it's just, you know, that's his sort of fingerprint, isn't it? In the same way that our heartbeat is our fingerprint, or the sound of our voice is our fingerprint. It's unique to us, and just the way he sort of moved paint around and the way he just had this wobbly line. You see it all over in all of his work. You know, it's the quality of the calcite, I suppose, as well. But you know, so it's funny. It's always going to look like a picture that we paint. But you know, I just feel more confident now that I'm going to be able to sort of use this method in my own work. Today I'm just going to give a rough, you know, it's just a rough outline. It just shows you the sort of general principle of it, and then, you know, you can take longer, take as long as you want. So he's working like this. This is it, just very, very, very loosely, just really enjoying handling the paint. And a similar sort of time scale, I'm sure. That's what I mean by this sort of wobbly line coming down here. He's just done it in one go. Just if you actually did it, anyway, doesn't matter, he did it after he'd gone over it a bit. But yeah, it's just this kind of area. I don't know if you could just sort of do it with a finger, the calcite. So very, you know, the imprimatura has to show through to create the shadow. Now, how he sort of achieved these, just brilliant brush strokes. Yeah, you can see, you know, underneath, you know, very, very impasto brushwork, just creating these highlights there, and then you know, behind that, whether he used a cloth or not, I don't know, but you know, it's just the calcite, you know, that medium is actually pretty handy. So, and he just doesn't really matter too much. Can't see my reference. That's what he did. Right, some very, very, very subtle transitions going on in here. So I've got the dark, and I can just, I'm just going into it. It's just a process of working, that's all, just work. Just not sure if the drawing's right here. Sort of just folds around her cheek. She leans into it a little bit. And then somewhere here, there's just a reference. So you've got her cheekbone and just travels around. So I've just used some of this. It's coming down a bit more there. So I've just got these areas. It's just broken up. It's actually sort of all like that, really. It's just the imprimatura. Oh. So, pure vermilion. All pure vermilion. Still just applying it very quickly, but we can smooth it out. Oh goodness me. Just got this, it's a dry brush, dry sable. Not so dry now. I mean, that's the really interesting bit for me, just it's where you can just see his handling and how he's done that. This area needs a lot more yellow ochre, I think. I'm not even sure if he used a dry, I think he must have used a dry brush, to be honest. Okay, so after about an hour or so, I just left it. I can't really tell if Velazquez worked on it again in a second sitting, and I'll probably do a second sitting on this. I have actually found it quite difficult to see, exactly how he's painted around the eyes. So, I'm not sure how valuable that will be. But just in terms of learning about this particular process, I thought it's just been really good fun, and I can't wait to do it in my own portrait. So I will post something of my own using this method very soon. So I hope it's been useful, and thank you very much. Bye bye.